There is so much information about new Pokemon card releases that I have to make a news video, so let's take a look at some Pokemon news. So welcome back for another Pokemon card news segment. Today we have a ton of stuff to talk about, and we're going to start off by talking about the brand new high class set that's releasing in Japan in less than 2 weeks. That's right, this set comes out on November 28th, and there is so much to talk about. So we've already got lots of announcements for some of the cards for this set. We haven't got the full card list yet, but as you can see on the screen, there are some cards. We have Egawa art on the N Zekrom. We also have the Mega Frostlass EX, which is beautiful, by the way. I really want to see the secret illustration rare for this. And there's also the Mega Dragonite EX, which looks amazing too, as well as that Mega Electros. Now, these are all new cards, so we're seeing these for the first time. But we are also seeing re-releases of old stuff. So we also have this Dracopult EX, as well as some art rare releases for the Dreepy and Dracloak. We'll take a look at those a little bit later. There's also a Canary, or Canali, however you want to say her name. Not the biggest fan. But anyway, there's already a ton of stuff. So every year these sets release, and there are so many new cards. So we have Dratini, Dragonair, and the Dragonite. And there's 193 cards in the base set for this, which is wild. I mean, that's a lot of cards, right? And we're also seeing releases of previously released cards. So we're seeing the Tynamo and the Electric evolving into this new Mega Electros, which is kind of cool. At least we're going back to some older cards. And easily one of my favorites so far. This actually might be one of my chase cards for this next set. But we have the Snorunt evolving into the Mega Frostlass EX, which is just stunning. I mean, look how beautiful that card is. But the highlights in the set are typically the super rares, the secret art rares, and the brand new MA rare. So MA means Mega Attack Rare. So the Japanese, Mega Attack Rare. And these are brand new cards. They're actually kind of reminiscent to some of the older cards that we've seen in previous iterations of the Pokemon card series, because they have the name of the card set actually on the card. So the Japanese cards have the English name, and the English cards have the Japanese name. I believe this Charizard card is already out in English, which is pretty interesting. So far we only have 3 of these Mega Attack rares. We have the Charizard, we also have the Lucario, and we have the Gardevoir. The Gardevoir card looks nice, but there's so much text on there that's kind of hiding the face. Anyway, this is information that we already know, but we are starting to see even more announcements, including the return of trainer Pokemon again. There haven't been any real trainer Pokemon since Battle Partners and Team Rocket, but now we have a few more. So we're returning to see some of N's Pokemon. So we have N Zekrom, which is a very, very, very cool Pokemon, as well as the Vanillite, the Vanillish, and the Vanilluxe, as well as N Sisters, and that has a wild effect. The fact that you can take 3 additional prize cards out of 6 is pretty ridiculous, honestly. I mean, you could easily win a game super quick. And as you can see on the screen, these are just some of the cards that are re-releasing because they're strong and they have good power. And one thing that makes these high-class packs even cooler is that they often have some really nice reverse cards. For example, in Terrestrial Festival, we had Pokeball and Master Ball cards, whereas in this set, we have energy marker cards, and we also have specific Pokeball cards. So we get to see quite a few additional iterations. So it seems like this is going to be a very hard set to master. But the Pokemon Company, they have shown us some amazing art rares and secret illustration rares. The first one we'll take a look at is the N Zekrom. This card is stunning. To put this card next to the N's Reshiram card, I think they are going to look beautiful together. But it does make me think, are we going to get an N's Kyurem? Because I think that would be wild too. Can you imagine just having those 3 together? Regardless, this card looks so cool. In addition to this, we also got our first look at a Dreepy art rare card, so this is done by Jerky, and we also got a look at a Dracloak card, also done by Jerky. And what's amazing is that these 2 cards actually connect to the Terrestrial Festival Dracopult EX card, which came out last year, so it's really nice that they've got that theme going. But we also have a lot of amazing special art rares, and I do need to highlight that SAR means special art rare. I know in English it's secret illustration rare, but these are Japanese cards, so I'm just going to go by the Japanese name. The special art rares are looking wild. We've already seen a couple of them so far, but this Mary's Grimmsnarl looks so damn cool. I mean, what an amazing looking card. Mary cards are actually pretty wild, but this is just stunning. It's such a cool card. But the card I think that everyone is talking about and hunting, which is already selling at ridiculous prices, is the Mega Gengar EX. This looks super cool, and it's nice to see a Mega Gengar card looking like this. I mean, what an amazing design. The problem is, people are already selling this card online at ridiculous prices. I would say wait until the set at least releases. We're already seeing with like the release of the Inferno X set, so the Phantasmal Flames in the West, where the Charizard cards are massively dropping in price because the hit rate is so much higher than previous sets. So I'm hoping that this will be the same. I'm hoping that prices will drop so that people can actually get their hands on it. But even with 2 weeks remaining, there are still a ton of cards that we don't know about. You can see on the pack that there is a Mewtwo, there's also a Pikachu, there's also a Mega Hawlucha, there's also Ho-Oh. Like, there's a ton of stuff that we haven't seen yet. So I am very excited to see what announcements are going to come in the next 2 weeks. But make sure you come back on release day on November 28th, because we are going to have an unboxing or possibly 2 of this set so that we can see what amazing cards we can get, as well as some possible giveaways. So for our next piece of Pokemon card news, we're going to talk a little bit about the Start Deck 100. And you may remember a couple of years in the past, they actually had a release of the original Start Deck 100. Basically, these are 100 different decks where you can just open it up and play a game straight away as it is. And I can't believe they're doing it again, because these were very hard to get back then. I did do a couple of openings of them. I did get some nice decks, but this time it seems even harder. These are releasing on December 19th, and I am hoping that I can get a couple of them. But we're going to take a little look at these, and actually a special one that I was able to pre-order. Now, it is still early days, and we have over 1 month to get more information about these decks, but we do have a couple of announcements. Most of these are all grayed out, so we actually can't see them. But for example, deck number 1 is a Mega Charizard Y EX and a Reshiram EX deck. This is very cool, and it's all Fire-type Pokemon. What's cool about this deck too is that all of the cards in this are holographic, which I think is fascinating. I mean, some of these decks are going to have some special cards in them. Not every deck is going to have all holos, but I think it's a very cool deck. Deck number 5 is based all around cats, so we have the Sprigatito EX as well as the Team Rocket's Persian EX, which is pretty cool. And we have a few other cat Pokemon. There are 742 cards in this set. 742. That's wild. I mean, can you imagine trying to get all cards and all decks? Yeah, good luck to whoever's trying to collect all of these. Oh wait, that might be me. But anyway, so this is the cat deck. Deck 22 is the Ogerpon deck, so we have 4 types of Ogerpons, so we're getting re-releases of these. And what's weird, and we saw it actually before with previous decks, these EX cards are not textured. So we're going to see all of these cards with no texture on them, probably even no holo sheen. Yeah, they're going to look weird, but we have an Ogerpon deck. We also have a Pikachu and question mark deck. We actually don't know what the question mark Pokemon is yet. It could be a Raichu, it could be a Mega Raichu X or a Mega Raichu Y. It could be anything, honestly. But you can see all of these cards are also holo, so this is going to be a special deck, which is pretty cool. That Emolga card's pretty cool. There's also Togedemaru, and there's also the Morpeko and the Pachirisu up there too. So deck 25. And we also have deck 66, which is a 2-trainer deck. This is the Cynthia deck as well as Hop deck. And we can see that we have Cynthia's Garchomp and also Hop Zacian in there, as well as lots of cards that we've already seen before in these sets. So it's good to see that these cards are being re-released. But again, look at all these decks. There is so much that we need to find out about these sets because we actually don't know that much yet. And I can guarantee that some of these are going to be very, very sought after because of playable cards. And I can also guarantee that some of these are going to have rarer cards in them. In addition, there's probably going to be a deck 0 and a deck 101 like they had in the previous iterations with some special cards in them. So those are probably going to be the most sought after. But there is actually one more start deck that hasn't really been properly announced by the Pokemon Company. You might remember that there was a special CoroCoro deck that came out with the CoroCoro comic a couple years back. And again, I have an opening of this up on the channel somewhere. It's a bit embarrassing. I think back then I had a mustache, so yeah, don't go watch that. But they have a second version, or a newer version. We have this one. So this is the special start deck with the CoroCiao version. I will take a quick look at their website, but this is all around Pikachu, and it has a completely different illustration. So very simply, on the same release day as the Start Deck 100, there is the release of this magazine. It's 1,280 yen at retail, but it comes with this extra special deck, which I think is fantastic. It's so cool that they're doing this kind of thing again. The problem is, people are buying this up like crazy, and it's kind of hard to get hold of them. So yeah, if you can get it, good luck. It's called, and the website I'll put into the description so you can find this, but it's called CoroCiao, and it's volume 1. So that makes me think that there might be a second one or a third one in the future. But I think this is awesome. So yeah, if you can get your hands on this, good luck. If you cannot, then I hope you can at some point. And we have a little bit of news about the Pokemon 30th anniversary, and it really is a little bit of news, and it's English news. So there is a special Pokemon Day 2026 collection, which has 3 packs of cards in it, a coin, which looks wild. I mean, look how pretty that coin is, as well as a promo Pikachu. And what this is showing us is that we're going to start getting lots and lots of things related to the 30th anniversary. I mean, it's next year. From February, we're going to start seeing a lot more announcements, and I cannot wait. I am really, really excited. I honestly want to get my hands on one of these just purely for that promo card. But again, I live in Japan, so it's going to be kind of tough. But it's all starting to happen. So just keep watching your feed and keep watching this channel and just keep watching around, because there will be even more announcements very soon. And then the final bit of news I have today is about PokePark KANTO. Yes, we finally got the official announcement of when this is going to be opening and a little bit more information. And I am planning to do a whole video talking about this in more detail, kind of like how to apply for tickets and how to actually get there. And I am hoping that I can go there myself to film a whole video too. But very simply, this is going to be opening on February 5th in Japan in Yomiuri Land near Tokyo. I say near Tokyo because it's not straight in the center of Tokyo. It's a little bit far out, but this is going to be wild. And there is so much cool stuff. So we have an image of the map. So we have the entrance over in the top right corner, but we also have this crazy cool Pokemon village, which looks super cool. There's a Pokemon Center and a Pokemon. I am really, really, really excited to walk around here. And there is also a forest. Now, before, they have actually had some event here where you can see wild Pokemon in kind of a forest area. It might be the same area, I'm actually not sure. But I can imagine that there's either going to be projection mapping, or there's going to be kind of like real 3D models around the place of different Pokemon. Either way, this is going to be a great experience. I mean, just look at this image. Doesn't this look so cool? There is a whole trailer for this on YouTube, so you can go check that out. It's about 1.5 minutes long. It's probably got a little bit more detail than just me talking about these images. But also with parades of Pikachus and Eevees, this is going to be so exciting. I honestly am super excited for this. But we will talk even more about PokePark KANTO coming very, very soon, how to get tickets, how to apply for tickets, and a little bit more information about what is here. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that there is a video on its way, so stay tuned. But guys, that is everything for Pokemon card news this week. There is a ton of stuff and a ton of announcements, and probably a lot of it you already knew, but I think it's good just to try and keep all that Pokemon news in one place. We're also going to get the announcement of a lot of new Pokemon products, which are going to be releasing on November 28th very, very soon. And there are still some places that are accepting lotteries for Pokemon card goods. For example, the Pokemon Center Online is going to have a second round of this high-class Mega Dream EX set. But the problem with that is, 1, you have to be residing in Japan, and 2, they're going to be basically prioritizing people who have a purchase history of other products outside of Pokemon cards on the Pokemon Center. It said very clearly on their announcement, so if you haven't purchased things on the Pokemon Center Online in Japan that are outside of Pokemon cards, it might be a little tougher to get hold of a box. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how you guys are going to do it, but if you can find ways to do it, good luck to you. Although I will say that the Pokemon Center Online in Japan has been massively cracking down on bots and people living overseas. So yeah, that's also becoming quite a struggle for people outside of Japan. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please do give us a like, and please make sure you subscribe before you finish. On November 28th, we're going to have a full unboxing as well as some great giveaways. So make sure you watch that video when it comes out, and I will see you for even more Pokemon news coming very, very soon. All right, bye guys. Bye. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff on the horizon. I am so excited to go into 2026 with Pokemon, and I'm so excited to open up these sets. Please comment below, what Pokemon news are you most excited for? I would love to hear.